The King Kamillo live here today. Once again, that's King Kamillo. Double K, double I, double N. That's double K, King Kamillo right here. Live to you. Coming from New Jersey. Put the link in the chat. I'm sorry. I'm sorry you guys are jealous of me. I'm sorry some of you women that can't have me, that got iced out, find me sleazy. I'm sorry about that. But the bottom line is the proof is in the pudding. The handsome king, right here. Stranger than fiction. Well, yes, stranger than fiction. I make the show. Don't you get it? I make the show. I triggered him so bad, stranger than fiction. I have a way of triggering people when I want to so bad that they don't. I make their blood pressure go up. I could trigger people like that. I am in the psychology of these people, okay? I'm in their brain. I know what triggers them. I know what to do. I know what to say. And I had that guy going all night, man. All night. All night. His fluttermouth that he thinks is so loyal wants me with open arms. She wants me with open arms. Why are you jealous of me so much, David James? Why are you so jealous? Why? I don't understand why you're so jealous. I'll talk to who I want to talk to, really. I mean, I'll talk to who I want to talk to. Fluttermouse basically told you, go F yourself. And she fought for me. She fought for me up there. Did you hear her stick up for me? Not you, David James. Remember that. Remember that. Remember, you tried to come up on my panel. I'm not bothering you. You're coming here. And Dave 25, there's a price to pay for what you've been doing. There's a price to pay because I'm going to. I owe you 2 or 3 now, David. Dave 25. I owe you 2 or 3 now. I'm a man of peace. I am a man of peace. I could be your best friend or your worst enemy. I could be your best loyal friend or your worst enemy. There's no in betweens. There's no in between, stranger than fiction, really. If I'm your friend, I'll fight for you like I fight for myself. But you cross me, you get on my bad side. That goes for man, women, whatever. You cross me, you get on my bad side. I'm really a nice guy. I really am. I'm sorry. I'm sorry most of these people on YouTube are nuts. Okay? I'm sorry they're mostly nuts. That's why I mind my own business up here. And Dave 25, you're always asleep. You're always this. You're responsible, Dave 25. You're responsible. I don't know how you even have a channel up there. I think YouTube's investigating your channel. See, the drunk David James, the drunk, when you drink, you need to release that energy, see? You need to release that energy. He called Fluttermouse the most nastiest names again over there. I mean, the bottom line, too, is it's still going on. The Fluttermouse, the David James, the R&D, it's still going on. That's what left me to block them out to begin with, Stranger Than Fiction. All this nonsense. Calling names and then they run her back. I'm not going to sit there and watch a battered woman get more battered. You know what I mean? I'm not going to sit there and watch a battered woman get more battered. You know? And watch this go out in front of my eyes. I already been through it with Jill and Bergs. I already been through this stuff. I already seen it. So you people don't know. A lot of you people are newbies. I seen people before my eyes get battered, and I mean, and I'm seeing it again with Fluttermouse and David James, and it's just like, I just don't want to see that anymore. This is a protective woman. I'm not backtracking for anything. It's always been. I'm cutting out the attacks on women around over here. Like people attacking women, like Bergs. I mean, there were 2 women up here, so I figured 2 against 1 with Bergs that would equal it out. And Bergs, you see what he has to do. He can't take it. He can't argue. He tried to come back up. No, Bergs. No. He begged me to come up. You don't come up and do that shit. See, when Bergs can't win a fight, he starts using the N-word to try to ruin the stream. But don't ruin my stream. I mean, you don't even get in trouble for it. I don't like it, I just don't like it. I don't want it around here. There might be some African American people watching, and there are a couple, and Spanish people and all that. And Bergs, you and David James, that's all you want to do is go for the, saying shit about Stewie and using the N-words and all this. It's fucking weird, man. You people are weird. Fucking, I don't want that. Oh, look. Look, motherfuckers. Tricycles. Tricycles. Look. Tricycles. Look, I'm stealing again, right? According to yous. Right? Look. Hey, best tennis player. Best tennis player. This David James is a very sick individual. He's very sick, man. Very, very sick. Fueled on alcohol. A very, very sick young man. He's a very, very sick young man. Well, he's not young. David James, let me tell you something. You are so jealous. He's so jealous of me talking to Fluttermouse for some reason. Fluttermouse lives across the continent, David James. Why are you so jealous of it? You're so jealous of it or something. It's fucking weird, man. Like you own that. Yeah. David James, you look like you're 75 years old. 75 years old, David James. $75 fucking years old. Believe me, David James, you look way the fuck older than me. Believe me, you look way the fuck older than I am, and you're definitely not in good shape. And he goes up and he starts making fun of me, and you know. You're a real strange character, dude. Very strange. Mojo, I iced this guy out. He's lying about what he's saying, Mojo. This guy messaged me more than Bergs did. 50 times a fucking day, Mojo. I iced him out. I mean, I blocked him everywhere to save my sanity. And that's when he went fucking crazy. You know? Be careful. He shares screenshots and all that. There's nothing between you and I with him. You know what I mean, Mojo? He's one of them that goes around and to screenshot shit, which is against the law in New Jersey. It's against the law to do that. I mean, I'm saying, I don't care, but if you do that with New Jersey residents, they could, you can get in legal trouble now. Sharing messages out like that in a negative way. To do it in a negative way, you can get in trouble. But I don't care, I'm not a crybaby. I handle it psychologically. I don't need protection running to the police and all that. I don't need protection. I'm not scared. I don't need protection. I have so much on so many people that I'll say, yeah, I'm accused of doing this, and I'll plop a file down in front of them. Here you go. And come right back at them. Trust me. Nobody around here is innocent, best tennis player. Put it that way. Nobody is completely innocent around over here. If you can't take it, don't be on YouTube. Saying that, David James, I love You know, this is great, riling this guy up. I really trigger these people, man. You know, they're getting more and more jealous of me or something. I don't get it. Corey 26 wants to be me. These other people, you know, they all know me, but I don't know them. You know what I mean? I don't know these people. I'm up here just having a show on the bottom of this cesspool because I have the best people coming over here. The best. The best is right here. Not over where yous go. Not over where Dave 25 goes or Mark Terry. Right here is the best. And everybody knows I have the best people. You know why? It's a reflection from me. It's a reflection of me. That's why. What do you think? Birds of a feather flock together. Chomos and all that, they flock to Dave 25. Drunks and people that drink and act nuts, they go to birds. People in politics, they go to noodles. You know, lunatics that just want to go and they love the shit show and all that, they go to Mark Terry's, you know? If you want to see the character of a person, watch where they go and hang out at. Watch where they go and hang out, and you have the character of the person. You have their mindset, how they think. Now, you know, there's troublemakers, but I weed out the troublemakers. You know, if you're not, you know, the people that just come around over here, you know, that love to, you know, just start shit and all that. They're not supporters. They're called, even when they have you know, the politics and all that, even when they have like when Trump speaks and all that, there's some agitators in the audience. You know what they do with them? They get rid of them. They get rid of the agitators in the audience. You know, no matter where there are, there's agitators planted around over there to start trouble. See, I ice them out. The problem is some of these people, I can't see them because I block them out and I can't see them because I hit them. And they wiggle their way back in here. Now, at a Donald Trump meeting, you know, most of them are Democrats, you know, but at a Donald Trump meeting, if there's a heckler in there, they don't sit there and just let the heckler talk. They get rid of the heckler. They get rid of the heckler. You know, they escort him out. Same thing here. If there's hecklers in here, you get out. I'd be an idiot to let people sit in here and attack me on my own stream. That would be stupid. That would be very, very stupid. Why would I want that? It disrupts the stream as a whole. That have hecklers around over here. Just like the president, when he speaks in the audience, if there's a heckler, they get removed. Same thing here. There's no difference. I don't know when it ever came to where people come in here and you're supposed to let them over here heckle you. I mean, whoever made that thing up? I mean, it's like, are you serious? It's like, are you serious? We keep it calm. We keep it cool. We go straight down the middle. Straight down the middle, folks. Straight as an arrow down the middle here. We report the news as it is. Whether it's dresses and people wearing dresses or whatever it is, we keep it cool, we keep it real, we keep it straight down the middle. As it should be. As it should be. There's people around over here, there's channels, that's all they'll do. Is spend hours up there drinking and running people down. Bergs, I don't care. I'm not worried about it, but believe me, there's people, Bergs. They will find you, Bergs. They will find out where you're at. They're already looking, Bergs. They're listening to the background. You remember them horns that kept going off? Beep, beep, beep. They're trying to locate where you're at, Bergs. Noodles is trying to locate where you're at. Just a second here. People are nuts all the way around. All the way around are nuts. But here, they're nuttier than the fruitcake. Let me tell you that. Nuttier than the fruitcake. This David James mojo. David James just likes to, you know what they're doing? You know what they try to do? They try to turn people against me. They try to turn people against me, a whole bunch of them. You know, they take things out of context and send this and send that. That's what they try to do, but it don't work, really. I get more views and I got more subs than before. David James, don't worry about my memberships and don't worry about how much money I'm getting and all that. Don't worry about it, David James. We're fine. We're fine. We'll be just fine. Oh, I haven't donated in months. And you haven't been around here in months either. Trust me. Where do you get all thinking that you're going to come up on panel after all the terrible things you did to me? You know, these other people might forgive you, but I'm not that forgiving all the time, David James. I'm not that forgiving. I mean, I have self-respect. You come up here and you run your mouth. Maybe Fluttermouths will put up with that and forgive you. I'm not that forgiving like that, David James. You just added another 3 months of your sentence for your probation period. You're in the 5 or 6 months right now. 5 or 6 months. That means no panels either. The side chats, you're iced out. You're iced out on side chats. You're blocked. And that means panels too. It don't bother me at all. Not one bit. Things go on. Things go on, David James. Things just happen. Things happen. Other people, things happen. I get just as many views, just as many subscribers, just as many members as I had before. You're not that important as you thought you were. Your value dropped completely. And when all else fails, oh, he's a pedophile and all that. Believe me, if I let David James back, he'd be in here with open arms. With open arms, he would be. I got rid of him. He didn't get rid of me. The guy spent 4 hours bashing me. You know what I mean? The same fucking thing. Day 25, I'm going to get you, boy. I'm going to get you. I'm going to get you somehow. When you least expect it, David. Because you're responsible. When you least expect it, Dave 25, expect it. When you least expect it, expect it. Remember that. And anybody else, when you least expect it, expect it. Remember, you think LJ June is bad. You think LJ June is bad, huh, Dave 25? I'm being nice. I'm just being nice. I don't send pizzas. Put it that way. I don't send pizzas. Best tennis player, King Kamillo line. I'm a reporter, and this is for educational and entertainment purposes only. I have a right to opinions and report the news. That's all I'm doing, folks, is reporting the news and giving my opinions. You know, everybody wants to take my line now that they're a reporter. I am a reporter. That's the difference. Yous aren't. Yous are shit stirrers. I'm a reporter. I am the number one reporter around here. And I have every right to report the news. Every right to report the news about dresses, about anything that goes on around here. Or I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't doing that. And you know who says I'm a reporter? The Constitution of the United States. Okay? The Constitution of the United States. I'm protected under the Constitution of the United States that my forefathers fought for. Okay? And I'm exercising, or I wouldn't be patriotic if I didn't exercise my rights. I have a right to say or publish anything as a reporter. I could post pictures, any kind of public pictures I want, I could post. If I go to any kind of sites, I could post any kind of pictures up. Perfectly legal. Perfectly legal. I could come up here. I'm free to talk. I'm free to give opinions, and I'm free to report what I want to report. That's how it works. It's called the Constitution, and my forefathers fought for that right. Freedom of speech. It means you're allowed to say what you want. It's called freedom of speech. As long as you don't threaten anybody and all that, you know. Even then, it don't mean you're allowed to really do it. In my opinion, history teaches us. But David James and these other ones, they're calling fire in a movie theater. You know what I mean? They're causing alarm, but I just go and report the news. Don't bother a soul. I don't bother a soul. And they can't take it. I don't know why. You know what it is? These people should worry about building their own show up instead of worried about me. They should build their own channel up. I mean, technically, how come these people don't go live on their own show? Why do they whore around on everybody else's panel? How come they don't go live on their own show, really? I mean, really. David James, why don't you go live on your own show? Bergs too. Bergs, you sank. I never seen anybody sink as low as you, dude. It's like rock bottom you sank. Rock bottom. Really, Bergs, you gotta snore and fall asleep? On stream? Run it up. Is that you? How you doing, man? I heard you were calling Noodles up crying, Bergs. I iced this guy out so bad he can't get a hold of me at all, and I love it. I sleep very good at night. And zombies, you call people up crying the blues? Even you are a pussy. You know who I call up and you know who I call up and cry the blues to? Nobody. You can't handle your own problems? Do you people have to call idiots up about your problems? Other idiots? You can't handle your own problems and all this kind of weird shit? Even you zombies? Even you, the great tough zombies who knows everything and you're so much superior, you gotta call and cry to other people? You were exposed, zombies, you fucking weirdo. You fucking weirdo, you. You're a fucking weirdo, dude. Don't think I like you. I left you up on there because you feel gaps. You fill gaps, you know what I mean? So I let you on panel. Don't think that I'm any kind of friends with you or anything. I don't even go to your channel. I don't even watch you. You're a fucking weirdo that cries. You cry the blues? These people, all they do is talk about me behind the scenes. Even zombies talks about me behind the scenes. It's like, I don't even know you, dude. You fucking weirdo. You know, the blind leading the blind. You fucking weirdos. Jesus Christ. I mean, you're that infatuated with the King Kamillo? As well as you should be. They're so infatuated with me. I mean, Sandy Hart came on my panel and said, Zombies keeps calling me up at 3 o'clock. John this and John that. I don't even deal with the zombies, dude. You're a fucking weirdo, dude. You're another fucking crybaby, dude. No backbone. You gotta go to a woman for help and all this kind of shit. Help. You're a weird dude. You people are fucking weird. Yous are weird, man. Yous are all fucking weirdos. Fucking weirdos, man. Jesus, God. There's only one, next to God, there's only one powerful person I look up to, myself. That's it. You guys are soft. You're all soft. You're all soft. You got to call up and cry the blues. Where'd it get you? You fucking weirdos. Even zombies did that shit. You're fucking weird, man. Yous are fucking weird. Yous are weird. Soft. You're all soft. Zombies, you're soft. There's only one intelligent person around here, zombies, and you're not it, trust me. You're a schizophrenic weirdo. I don't even talk. I don't even know you, dude. Why would you call up behind the scenes and ask about me? You fucking weirdo. You, Potts, Wingstar, you're all fucking weird. All fucking three is. I'm glad that you all fight with each other. You know what I mean? Yous are all fucking weirdos. You know, I hope you fight each other for the next fucking 10 years. No lives. Jesus Christ. They're all fucking weirdos. But zombies comes up, you know. Oh, John. Oh, John. John, I have no problem with you, John. What are you, a fucking weirdo, dude? You gotta be a weirdo. She came up on the panel and told me what you were saying, dude. What you're, like, you? You call people up at 3 o'clock in the morning about me? What weirdos, man? They're all fucking weird. They're all weird, man. I'm all they fucking talk about day and fucking night. Day and fucking night. I'm all they talk about. I mean, really, I feel like privilege. You know, I feel like it's a compliment. It's a compliment, really. That I'm on all these people's knives, that they spend their knives. You know what I do at night? I watch a movie. And I sleep peacefully at night. Then I get up early and go through my day, the gym or whatever I'm doing. Chat with my daughter. Thinking about where I'm going to go on vacation for a couple weeks this year. That's what I do. These guys stay on the phone with other drunks and everything, and they talk about me all night? Obviously, they do. I wake up to messages sometimes. Oh, this one's talking behind the scenes. This one's talking. I don't care. Somebody sends me things. A crab is saying this and a crab. That's not my problem. I'm not the one that dated him. I'm not the one that has investment in him. You know what I mean? You're the one that dated the guy and has investments in him, really. I mean, you know, I'm not the guy that dated the guy. You're the one that went out with him. Why should I get drug into it, you know? You know, these people date these women date these guys for fucking a year, don't even know who they are because they don't have enough brains to realize if you don't know who they are, you shouldn't even be talking to them. If you don't know who somebody is and you don't know who they are and they're lying to you, why would you go out with them for a year, investing all that time and energy? Why? Why? When you think about this, I'm calling it out. I'm telling the truth. You know, it shows you that, you know, there's something not right. But, I mean, you put yourself in that situation, you know? I didn't put yourself in that situation with the crab. You did. If I have a problem with the crab, I handle my stuff accordingly, you know? But I'm not the one that shared secret messages and photos and all this shit with them that's now used against whatever, or exposed, or put out in the black web, or whatever the fuck it is, or the World Wide Web, you know? You know, I'm not the one that dated this fucking guy, you know? I'm not that dumb. I'm not that dumb to be hanging with somebody I don't even know or seen or anything. I mean, what the fuck? At the end of the day, you know nothing. You know nothing who this person is. You know nothing. You know, don't look at anybody else, you know? For once, you're going to take responsibility and look yourself in it and say, You got played. Okay? You got played. And if this crab is really threatening and doing all this stuff, then how come you're not doing anything about it if it's true? If the crab is threatening and doing all this and doing all that, why aren't you doing anything about it? If you have all the solid proof of a year's worth of harassment, why aren't you doing anything? I mean, what is this, like some kind of sick game you guys play or whatever? I don't want no parts of it. I'm nobody's flying monkey. I'm an independent journalist. That's what I do. Independent journalist on YouTube. That is it. I don't invest time. These people aren't on my mind. I click this off and that's it. You know, I'm not invested with these people. I definitely don't talk to faceless trolls for that long, maybe a week or two. If they don't show themselves, they know what happens. They know exactly what happens. Damn, look at the legs on her. Holy shit. Damn, that was nice. A fucking year? A fucking year without even knowing who somebody is? Now you want to cry about it? When you're being stalked? You're being stalked and you don't... I mean, you know, you put yourself in that position. That's all I'm saying. And the more I look at this, the more I realize that. I talked to somebody for a week. You don't want to tell me who you are? You don't want to show yourself? Don't contact me anymore. That's how I handle it. Do not contact me anymore. You know, I don't go in and play this fucking games for fucking, you know? I cut it quick, down the middle. Best tennis player. I don't know who these people are. They could be a fucking man. You think I'm going to talk to a man like Stewie did, apparently, allegedly? That's what everybody said. You know, I'm not going to get sucked in like that. That's fucking weird. That's absolutely weird. You could come here, but in my real life, you don't show yourself. You don't want to talk and show yourself. I ice you out. Because I don't have time in my real life. This is YouTube. You know, and I don't care about what kind of information you have. I don't need any information. I know everything that goes on here. Everything that goes on. Jeez. Best tennis player. What do you think of that? You people talk to faceless trolls? You don't even know who they are? Behind the scenes like that? If you're bold enough to go around and flap around, you should. I don't mean Stewie talks, okay? Stewie at least talks. Luna doesn't even talk. Luna doesn't even talk. You know why? It's a man. It's a man. And that'll ruin your image. If people know you're a man, you're going to have so many fucking people hate your fucking guts. Luna, you're going to have so many fucking people hate your guts when they find out you're a man. Because everybody thinks you're this cute woman. That's the fucking, that's the facade of it all. That's the illusion. The illusion you want to portray if you're this sweet, nice, innocent girl or woman trying to build a channel up, In reality, you what I get from it is you're an obese man acting this way. And if that's true, your image is gone. You're gone, man. That's why you won't talk. That's why you won't talk. Oh, wow. We got toys. Let me see what we got. And let me tell you, Luna, the only reason I let you clip my stuff, Luna, is because I think you're this, like, I think you're this woman that I get, you come off as this woman that's trying to build a channel and really enjoys this and all that. And that's how you come off to me. But if I find out you're a man, God help you. God help you. Because what you're doing is you're misleading. You're misleading a person such as myself. That's all I'm saying. You come off as like this weak woman that's trying to build a channel up, and all these obstacles are in your way, and these people, and so I'm like, yeah, do what you want, Luna, and Stewie too. But Stewie, I know where I stand with him. But you portray me as a fucking now. I'm finding more and more out that you're not a woman. You're a fucking man. I'm not 100% sure. But if you are, don't think I don't have the power to bury your fucking channel. Do not think I don't have the power to do that. If I find out you're a man and you mislead me, that's all I'm saying. Because you're not going to be pulling the wool. You might fool these other people out here. You're not fooling me. I've been around too long. You're a catfish right now. That's all you are, is a catfish. You're a catfish. No matter how you want to break it down, you are a catfish. And you never did nothing to me, but what you're doing is misleading. Very misleading. And you come around like you have too much clout around here. You come across, you're too much involved in everything to be a catfish, like a void. You're too much involved. You're not simply chatting in side chats. You're going around and blabbing around and getting too big for your britches to be a catfish. I want to know who you are. You owe that. You owe that to the community. You know, you want to be a clip channel and do all this kind of shit. And I'm not attacking you. I'm giving my opinion. My opinion. See, people don't like to hear opinions. You ever hear something called opinions? You know? I'm giving my opinion. Something you people are too afraid to give around here is your opinion. You're too afraid to give your opinion around over here. See, when I say what I think, I don't have to worry about anything. I don't care what you think. That's the difference. That's what a leader does. He doesn't care. You know, I'm not. You know, I'm not. I don't go with the sheep. I don't go with the sheep. You know what I mean? I have my own mind and my own ways. If 50 people say, oh no, this is right, and if I think it's wrong, I will go against 50 people. Where you sheep will just join up and just go along with the flow. That's why you aren't leaders. Don't you get it? You're persona. I say Luna's a catfish, and you'll get all mad and disagree. What is there to disagree about it? It's the truth. It's the fucking truth. You know, because you want to look like you're doing the sheep and all that. I'm giving my opinions of what I think is going on, and that's it. I don't hate anybody. I don't really hate anybody around here. Do you really think I give a fuck what anybody says about me? I don't lose an ounce of sleep. But I will get even somewhere down the line. That's all I'm going to say. I didn't say, you know, no threats, but I'm going to get even somehow. I'm going to get even one day with a lot of people. That's all I have to say. Whether that's legally or YouTube way or whatever. But somehow, let me rephrase that. I'm going to make a correction. I will make a correction. You know what making a correction is? It's making something wrong right, okay? I will be making a correction. It might take years from now, but I always, like Pet's tennis player knows, I always make corrections. It could be 5 years from now. So don't think anybody, all this shit they say and do, that they're getting away with anything, you know? They're only hurting themselves. But I'll be damned, I'm going to give my own opinion what I think. And Luna, you rub me the wrong way anymore. I don't fall for your sweet, nice act. You're welcome here. You're welcome to report the news. You can stream my stuff and all that. But one day, everybody's found out one day, even the great Potter. Even the great Potter, man, what an intelligent kid that was. The great Botter. One of the most intelligent guys and kids I ever met, or guy or whatever. Now he's a guy. One of the most intelligent persons I ever met was Botter. I miss him. I miss him a lot. He'll be back one day. I don't approve of everything, but he was very, very intelligent. A very intelligent person. Homeschooled. Political family. Had a lot of connections. Boy, he was sharp. He was fucking sharp. He was a computer whiz, boy. He was a computer whiz. And you know, his run was great. 5 years. Five years. He got a slap on the wrist, probation. That's good. And I mean, look, I wish he didn't do this shit to Noodles and all this kind of shit he did. But you know, and as the investigation showed, I had nothing to do with that stuff. The investigators went through my stuff, went through everything, and they said John is innocent. Ask Noodles about it, you know. The FBI went through my stuff and everything, and they said John is innocent. There's nothing on his phone. There's none of the CP stuff. There's nothing there that he did any of this stuff. Now, Noodles, you could verify this, okay? Saying that, I don't know what he did I don't know what the feud was between him and Noodles and all that, but I mean, I don't know. Maybe Noodles did something to him to provoke him. I don't know. But I'm just saying, you know, he was a very, very intelligent person. And I'm sure one day he'll reach out to me or whatever, you know. I wish him nothing but the best. Nothing but the best. And there was no, he had no CP. There was nothing with CP and all that. That's a fucking bunch of shit. Sam the Dole Killer wants to keep running this guy down. Sam the Dole Killer, he would outdo you mentally around the fucking clock. This fucking kid. This fucking Botter. You can't hold a lick to his intelligence. The dude is a fucking whiz, man, on computers and all that kind of stuff. He's the whiz. So Botter got a little slap on the hand, a little probation, and that's it. And it's over with. Sam, watch your ass. Watch your ass. You don't know. You don't know if he's still around watching what you're saying about him, dude. You know, let it go. Leave him alone. Let him go. Stop bringing him up. It's over with, man. You guys tried to make a mountain out of a molehill. He didn't get it. He didn't look at one jail time. Probation. For 6 months. What's this? I only hang with the cream of the crop. Botter was the cream of the crop. Now, what he did and all that shit, you know, that's his business. You know, but I mean, computer-wise and all that kind of shit, the kid is smart. Very, very smart. And he'll probably wind up being something. So keep your mouth, keep his name out of your fucking... Noodles can say Noodles maybe has a right to say stuff. But Sam the Dog Killer, you used to suck his ass so much. You were right up his fucking ass, Sam the Dog Killer. You were so fucking petrified of him. Now you're trying to get brazen when he ain't around, motherfucker. Sam the Dog Killer, one day you and I are going to cross paths. You and I are going to cross paths one day. I'll talk to whoever the fuck I want to talk to. I talk to him. Everybody knows that. You're allowed to talk to who you want to talk to. Doodles can verify everything I just said, too. Everything can be traced back. Everything can be traced back. And, you can't escape it, You want to spoof numbers out and do all that and do all kind of weird shit and spoof it out and blend stuff. All that can be discredited now with AI and all that kind of stuff. I'll come up here and I'll be friends and talk to who I want to and report the news and give my opinions any fucking way I want. That's it. And it's perfectly legal. As a reporter, I have more power than you people have because I'm a reporter. All I got to do is say I'm a reporter and I have more privileges. And that's what I am. I report the news up here on a daily basis. You know who says it? The Constitution of the United States. That's who says it. I could use this wood. Saragallo's standards are so low. They're so low that I could never be with her. She phone bone with birds? Do you know how sick that is? She phone bone with birds? Do you know how low her standards are? You'd never get rid of Saragallo. You would never get rid of Saragallo. If you started going with Saragallo, you could never get rid of her. These people are so afraid. They're so afraid of this botter that they're even afraid to dox his name out for real. They'll do it. They cringe in fear. I mean, it's the truth. I have to report the news. Noodles, Moose Knuckles, they're afraid to even say his real name. They're so afraid of him still. They won't come out and say his name or anything like that. Go listen. Even now, 2 years later, 3 years later, 4 years later, they won't say his name. They're scared to death of him. They are very, very scared of him. They know if they say his name, it'll start over again. I mean, really? You're afraid to say his name? You're afraid from the Constitution of the United States to say somebody's name now? Like Dave 25 is? You're afraid to say a person's name? I thought you were all victims, huh? If you're victims, you wouldn't be afraid to say somebody's name, right? Why not say now all these years, all right, this is the guy's name, and say it on stream? Why do you got a crevice behind the fucking shadows, the shadows behind the scenes, and whisper this and whisper that? Why not come out here like I do and just fucking say the truth? What's his name? We don't want to hear the kid and this and that. If he did all these terrible things to me, I would be saying his name, right? You're that damn timid. Moose Knuckles, you lift all them fucking weights and you do this and you try to act you're all machismo, but yet you're afraid to say somebody's name, right? Jesus Christ. Only give him my opinion. It's only my opinion. You know, I don't hate you. Somebody's got to call this shit out, though. You know, I don't hate you at all. You know that. I just don't understand. I don't understand. It makes you look weak. They're afraid. That's why they're fearful. They're fearful. Very fearful. And fuck that. See, I'm too good for this. I should be in front of a real crowd. You know, I should be in front of a real crowd talking about people in general. You know, I should be in front of a real crowd talking about the left or the right and world stuff. You know, I shouldn't be here. I'd be a major spokesman anywhere, leading this community, people in the right direction. I'm bigger than this. You know, this is a little bubble that you get trapped in over here. See, I don't have no exposure. If I had exposure, I have thousands of people around me as I talk with a microphone in an open place. Not about YouTube, about real life stuff. Real life stuff. Because there's no leaders like me. See, there's no leaders. There's not that many, very few. People love leaders. They don't want to hear somebody cuss and scream and threaten. They want people with ideas like me. People with opinions. You know, some of these people go out and yell and scream and they do all this kind of stuff up here on these platforms, you know. They don't know how to talk. They don't know how to talk, you know what I mean? Rational. Giving facts like I do. Some of these people won't even tell you if they're Democratic or Republican. But I already know what they are. You know. I happen to know they try to pretend like they're Republicans, but they're not. Why don't you call some of these people out and ask them, are you a Republican or a Democrat when they're up there screaming like that? You don't ask the right questions when you're up there with these people. You don't ask the right questions. See? They're all a bunch of sheep. See, they want to say, oh, you're a pedophile. You're this. No substance to them. To these crackpots, you know? I want to know what these people ever did anything. What did they ever do over here on YouTube to give them the clout that they think they should have? What did they do? They're very uneducated. Very uneducated. They're not good spokespeople. If you're not with me, you shouldn't be around over here. That's the bottom line. This isn't the show for you. You know, you got to go to Dave 25s, or you got to go somewhere else, to Mark Terry's, or one of these other channels. You know, if you don't agree, best tennis player. I can't read the chat really, but anybody that gets out of line, get rid of them, man. Get rid of them. Best tennis player is probably the best mod I have. Chad, you know, you're a mod, but you're wishy-washy, you know? Here, we got to put feelings out. We have to go by what's right and wrong. You know, common sense. See, best tennis player gets it. He gets it. He's not a sheep. Best tennis player is not a sheep. He tells it like it is. A very good, loyal mod. Chad's good, but Chad's everybody's friend. You know, he's everybody's friend and all that. So it's like, you know, I'm not about kissing up and. But the bottom line is, if you don't like things, you know, you don't have to come here. You don't have to listen. You know, leave me alone. You don't have to comment. You don't have to, you know. The bottom line is, if you don't agree or don't like it, don't come around. Just go and die somewhere, you know? If you don't like me or don't like what I say, and you come here, I win all the time. If you don't like me, you come on panels, you come in my chat, but don't like me, I win. Don't you get it? I'm not even reading the chat. I'm reading it the first time right now. I don't even know what you're saying. You're talking to yourself. You were talking to yourself. I wasn't reading chat this whole time. I didn't even read what you said. I heard one comment. I just got rid of you. You're talking to yourself. You're messaging yourself. I'm not reading the chat. Probably David James. Anybody. You got 22 people in here. Everyone hates the king but wants a piece at the same time. Yeah, 22, 32, 40. What difference does it make? There's 5-0 pulling somebody over. What I want to do is go in front of a big audience. Cop giving that young girl a ticket. The cop giving that young girl a ticket. One time a cop gave my kid a ticket. She wouldn't tell me. I found out later on because she knew what I would do. I went over there and I gave that fucking cop a piece of my mind. Going around giving young kids tickets. Going around giving pretty young girls tickets like that, you know? That girl's no more than 18, 19 years old, and you had to give her a ticket. On a back street here. You weirdos. You fucking weirdos. Let me tell you something. I don't bother anybody. I'm up here minding my own business. And I always respected people on the phone. That's a lie, too. Never showed my nudes. Of course, I'm a man. Of course I'm going to flirt with you. Of course I'm going to flirt with you. I'm a man. If you don't like it, don't talk to me privately. If you're a woman, why are you talking to a guy privately then anyway? Of course I'm going to flirt around with you. What do you think? That's stupid. Why else would I be over there talking to you privately? Why would I want to talk to you privately unless I'm flirting around, you know, for something? What, you think I want to discuss YouTube privately? Is that what you think? I mean, why do I want to talk YouTube behind, with you privately? I mean, that's ridiculous. I don't want to talk about YouTube. Oh, John pervs me on private. John, well, what do you want to talk about then? You want to talk about other people? I mean, what is it you really want to talk about? There's nothing else to talk about, I don't want to talk about YouTube. I want to talk about motel rooms and skin and all this kind of stuff. If you don't like it, just, you don't have to get offended by it. And talk about it for the next 3 years or something. Nobody cares. You know why? It was private conversations. That's why nobody cares. You shouldn't entertain it if you don't like it. Don't entertain it. And that goes for all yous out there. Of course. They all talk behind the scenes about YouTube and all that. It gets tiresome after a while. I mean, it's all right to talk a little bit, but some of these people, that's all they want to fucking do, They entertain it. They entertain all this kind of shit, And then when you cut them off, oh, he's a pervert, he's this, he's that, When you cut them off, that's when they come out with it, Well, if you know it, why would you entertain it? You know what I mean? I talk to a lot of women private. A lot of women private right now. But I'm sure if I cut some of them off, they're going to run around here and call me a pervert and all that. But if you know it, then you shouldn't even entertain it, right? If I'm this way that you think I am, which I'm not anyway, but what do you think? I just want to talk about YouTube day and night? I mean, this isn't my life. I do things and I do a show here. For one, I have people here that support me, and I like to interact with a few of them. I mean, if I had my choice and could block out everybody I want, I'd block out all you so you couldn't even see me here live, but I can't do it. So you guys have to sit over there from a distance and watch me, but that's it, from a distance. Put your hands underneath your butt and sit there and watch, because you're not getting entertained in all this. If I give some people chances again and they act up, well, then that confirms it. I'm not bothering anybody. Reporting the news as I see fit. If I see dresses out of place or something, I'm reporting the news. Reporting the news. Mojo! A member for 5 months. Thank you, Mojo. Look at that. What do you think of that, David James? Thank you, Mojo. Mojo, we want you up here on panel more. We need you up here on panel more. You know what I mean? There's a lot of haters and all that. You don't have to talk about anybody, but you could just come up, Women are allowed over. I want them to feel safe around over here, okay? I'm not this bad guy that goes around over here, and I'm not this terrible, mean guy, I never disrespected nobody on the phone either. There's a lot of people out there that'll tell you that. That's a lie. Flirting around is not perverting. Do you know what perverting is? It's showing your junk, saying real nasty shit. Like Sarah Lee said to Mark, stuff like that. Sending hearts and saying, "Oh, you want to kiss them and hold them and go to a motel with them, ha ha, he. That's called flirtatiousness. That's not pervertedness. See, that's wrong. You just got it wrong, and you're making up lies. You're making up lies. I'm a man. Of course, I'm going to flirt around with you. If you're a woman behind the scenes, if you have the privilege of me talking to you behind the scenes, if you have the privilege of that, then yeah, I'm going to flirt around with you. You know that. You're not telling anybody something they don't know. I mean, fuck. It's when you want all my attention and you want me to flirt, but you don't reciprocate that. You know what I mean? You want to send a heart back or hear that, but you don't want to move forward with things. If you don't want to move forward with things, then then that's it. I mean, what's the sense of it? I don't want to play any games with anybody, and I don't want games played with me. So they get mad about that, so then they run, and I'm a pervert and all that. You know what I mean? I mean, I'm not back over there to be, I'm not here to play footsies with people. I'm a busy man. I'm a very busy man. If I'm going to give my time texting people behind the scenes and all that, then, if it don't go the way I want it, I just lace them out. But of course I'm going to do that. What the fuck? There's things I don't even tell you about that went on behind the scenes. Because I could keep a secret. I could keep a secret, and some of you know that. Some of you know that. And I don't mean perverted stuff. Just, I talk to people before that you have no idea who I would even talk to. You'd have no idea who I even talk to. You think everybody's your friend, huh? I got moles, I got everybody. People that you wouldn't even think. See, I don't kiss and tell, and I don't show messages. I only show messages to people that I troll. You know what I mean? Because I know they're going to bring it back to this person and that person. But really, truly, people I talk to, it's a secret. That's part of the deal. That was part of the deal. Until that deal gets breached, I keep a deal like that. If someone says, don't tell that we talk, I don't tell anybody. That's part of the agreement. Even as mad as I get, as long as that's not breached, I don't repeat. I don't tell. Even in, there's people I iced out that I never told I talked to. I'm not like these other people. I'm loyal. I am loyal, and I hold my word is everything. See, I don't go around. I only show messages to these people that, I send Vegas Barbie stuff because I know she's going to go around and tell people, and I do it to Oda May and Vegas Barbie because I know they go around and right away they run and show the messages. What do you think? I don't know it. Why do you think I send these messages around? I do that on purpose. What, you think that I don't think you're doing what you're doing? I mean, come on. Let's be real about it. I send you stuff, Vegas Barbie, because I know you go and kick it around. That I think that you don't show stuff and all that? Come on, Vegas Barbie. You know what I mean? Everybody knows you show everything around to everybody and vice versa. Same thing with Oda Meg, You guys are just fun and games. But real serious stuff with other serious people, I don't do that. I only do it to you, Bergs, people like that. Clowns. I call them clowns. I clown around with them. But I talk to people that you don't even know, and I don't reveal because I gave my word. And that's just how it is. So don't mix it up. You know what I mean? There's clowns I clown around with. There's clowns that I clown around with. I send messages so they go around and sprawl it out, and I have a good laugh out of it. But there's ones that I respect more that I don't do that to. You know? So don't think I go around and do all that. It's only the selected few that I go around and do that stuff with. It's the Saragallos, the Vegas Barbies, the Bergs, the Dave 25, the Mark Terrys. But the ones that I like, the ones I respect, and the ones that tell me, they know nothing. That don't happen to them. So I wanted to clear that up too. Nothing against you. I like you. I like some of you people, but to me, you're clowns. You're clowns. You're just YouTube fun and games. You're only fooling yourselves. So we'll mark that one up for the books too. I mean, I got to be fair and down the middle, right? I got to be honest. I mean, do they really think that I don't know that these messages, do they really think that I don't know that? Like they act like, oh, look what he wrote. He wrote this. It was orchestrated that way. Very orchestrated. GLP-1 weight loss treatments for $39. With Selfie, you can access doctor-guided GLP-1 weight loss treatments and a personal. And I mean every damn thing I just said here. Every damn thing I meant. Every damn thing is coming from the heart. Mojo. But true people, ones I respect and like, and if they tell me not to, not to say that we even talk, I don't. Even when I ice them out or whatever, I still don't reveal it. So don't get it wrong, I only put out there what I want to put out with certain people. What's going to happen here is I'm going to be doing a little bit of stuff. So I'll talk for another 10 minutes here. All right, I'm back in for a little bit, but I have a pretty semi-busy day here. Until somebody wants to pay my bills, no matter what, I gotta try to pay them. Become a member, like Mojo is a member here, 5 months. It's a good rule to avoid being tricked. That's tennis player. That's right. They think they're trolling me when I'm trolling them. There's a group of people you can never trust them with messages and all that. You know the ones now. They're posting each other's messages all over the place and all that. You can never trust them. So don't think I trust them. Don't think that I'm in on them with them. They're just fun. They're just fun to play with. It's like downtime, you know, how you just, you know, just like I go over to Dave 25's Mojo and I say, I go up there for 2 minutes and make a comment, and then I leave and I go on my day, and for the next 4 hours, they're talking about me. That's advertisement. Don't you get it, Mojo? That is advertisement. That's advertisement. Negative attention is just as good as good attention. Don't you get it? Bad attention is good as good attention. It's the same thing. Just like love and hate. Love and hate. Good attention, bad attention. It's still attention. You want them to talk about you. If they're not talking about you, you're not doing your job around here, Mojo. Run It Up says, you're the king and they are the pawns. If you don't have people hating you and talking about you, you're not doing your job here. You're not living your potential. You might as well just go away. Run It Up. I have the best right here. The best people, the best show. I have these people talking all about me everywhere. When they go to sleep, they're talking about me to each other while they're falling asleep. They're spending their time 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning keeping each other up. They're aging terribly. Their illnesses are getting worse. See, they have a cycle of death. It's the devil in them. They don't know that, though. They think that they're clean and good. If they even believe in God and the devil, who knows what they believe in, you know? But Run It Up. The great Run It Up. I thought you were a member, Run It Up. I guess not. I thought you were a member. Mojo. Yeah, 20, 22. I should have 50, 60 people in here by now. I should have 50 and 60 people. Now, I don't know who's getting blocked. A lot of people are getting blocked. Maybe timed out. Maybe they shouldn't have last night and all that. I mean, but I mean, you know, but I mean, for 99 cents a month, why don't you just come and become a member? You know, Jesus. DJ still has no morals and he still hangs with Dave after his dead brother. Well, where else is DJ going to go? Run It Up. Where else is he going to go? He only has two places to go. Dave 25 and Nelson Green. Where else is he going to go? Mark Terry don't want him around. I iced him out for bad behavior. He had his chance. Don't you get it? He don't have anywhere really to go around here. You know, there's not that many places to go. Run It Up, a new member here. Thank you, Run It Up. David James says, oh, I don't have any members. I don't have any members. What are you talking about, David James? I have more members now than I had before. But really, there's not that many places to go. Do you want to go over and listen to Dave 25 talk about kids all day and everybody has up there talk about kids? Do you want to go to Nelson Green, a crybaby? What kind of leadership does he ever show? Stewie, yeah, but he's a clip channel, you know? He don't really, you know, Stewie and Luna, but they're clip channels. It's different, you know what I mean? So really, we're, you know, between Luna and Stewie, So they go over there. I mean, they gotta revert going to scum. They're not getting the cream of the crop where they have to go. Best tennis player. If you got to go to Dave 25s and Nelson Greens with 10 people, see, they're getting my leftovers, is what they're getting. They always recycle back the kids and all that. I mean, Nelson Green skipped a day of work talking about you all day. Well, if he keeps it up, I'm going to do double. If he keeps it up, he's going to get double it. Stewie's really going after him too. And now Nelson Green was calling Mark Terry up and calling people up, trying to get people to side with him or something. What are you doing, you weirdo? Can't you just do it yourself? You got to call people for that backup. He's playing damage control now. You were wearing fucking dresses, dude. That's it. That's the bottom line. I don't want to hear a fucking thing about you. You were wearing dresses before. They were your fucking dresses. That's it. Bottom of the story. The end of it. You were fucking wearing them dresses. They were your dresses. And you know it. You know it because I called it out. David Dream started the stream last night sober and melted down. Right. See, he ran it in control. He was in control, so I started coming around, stranger. You notice that? David James was in control of the stream until I came around, and he had a complete meltdown. I then had control. Stranger, he lost control once I started coming around over there, and I triggered him. Then he started. Did you see the meltdown on him? He had a complete meltdown. And when Fluttermouse came around and started sticking up for me, he had a complete meltdown. What was the reward out of that, Battle Wars? What was the reward out of that stream? Did they make any kind of ad money? Did they have any kind of advertisement money? Did they have any donations? Did they have any members? What was the reward of that? There was no reward. He just looked like a smacked ass. He didn't have 70 in the box. Maybe 40. Listening to him look like a total idiot. Can you imagine if I got drunk? What I would be saying over here if I got drunk like him? I'd have 50 in the box too if I acted like him, you know? I don't act like that. Yeah, Dave is staying with Nelly. Dave and Nelly are very, very close at the hip. Run it up. Very close at the hip. Right. They only had 20 until I came up there and Flutter made an appearance. That's right. The goal was to trigger him, and I triggered him, run it up. That was the goal. The goal I had was to trigger David James to the point where he's screaming and hollering, and that's what I did. Queen Liz, I heard you are Nelly. Yeah, I got tricycles I took today, Queen Liz. You want to see them? I showed it. Every day I get tricycles. Every day. I just got 3 of them today, Queen Liz. What's the point? What is the point, Queen Liz? I heard you are Nelly. Pretending to be a woman. I don't know, man. If you're a guy, if you're Nelly trying to be a woman again on me, you know what I mean? Trying to be sweet on me. I don't like that, Liz. I don't like that. The first thing you did was come in here and mention Nelly. That makes me think you might be Nelly. Yeah, the first thing Queen Liz did was come in here and be Nelly. You notice that? Talk about Nelly. Why? And tricycles and all that. Why? Why would it be that the first thing out of your mouth, Queen Liz? It is a member. Do not ever mention his name again, Queen Liz, and you're going to be watched. I'm watching you very closely. If I find an ounce of evidence that you're Nellie Green, you will be gone. I don't know who you are, and everybody's saying you're Nelson Green. And the first thing you always do is mention about Nelson Green. Best tennis player. What do you think about this situation? Call me a little paranoid, but I have a right to be. Best tennis player says Fluttermouse is so fucking high. I don't know. You ever see her cam up? That picture is 15 years old, best tennis player. Have you got a picture of what she looks like now? Yeah, I just got more tricycles. And what's the point you're trying to make, Queen Liz? What's the point you're trying to make? One thing I do not have is dresses, Queen Liz. One thing I do not have is dresses hanging up where I live at in my room. I don't know what you're talking about, Nelly. Okay. I just filmed it today. If I get any wind of Queen Liz being a guy, he's gone. All right, best tennis player. It's weird. AKA Queen Karma, best tennis player. Why are you going over to that channel anyway? Why are you so obsessed over there and coming over here running with it? Nelson. If you're not Nelson, why are you so obsessed with that? Why would you bring him up all the time? It's definitely weird. Them kisses aren't going to fool anybody. Yeah, well, Nelson would be a member because that's how invested he is in me. When somebody says they're new here, translation, I'm a troll. I've been here for a long time. That's a translation when somebody says they're new here. Why don't you come on panel? You don't have to cam up. Let's hear your voice. Come on up for 2-3 minutes so I can hear your voice, Queen Liz. Come. There's no such thing as a legit account. Best tennis player will handle it. Do you know what I seen a clip of, Queen Liz? I seen a clip of people saying that you're Nelson Green. That's the clip I seen. You know, I'm just asking you. I seen a clip of you being Nelson Green. The branded account live streams. What's that? Stop bringing Nelson Green up then, Queen Liz, all the time for attention because I think you are Nelson Green. No, best tennis player doesn't have to panel. Best tennis player wants to protect his privacy. Best tennis player wants to protect his privacy. You got to respect that. Oh, okay. I just didn't today. You can't blame best tennis player for wanting to protect his privacy. Yeah, he's not claiming to be a woman either. By you being in here, white knighting for Queen Liz, it's telling me who always has something negative to say, is telling me that Queen Liz is a mole. Most of the nameless, faceless trolls used to panel up, but now they realize they can screw with more people without paneling up. Not around here, they're not. If I sniff anything out that goes against the grain around here with these nameless trolls, they're gone. Members or not. When the first thing they come in here, they don't say, "Hey, how you doing, John?" They bring up Nelson Green right away. That's telling me they're a troll. That's what she did. She come in here and said the first thing about bikes and all this kind of stuff. That's telling me she's a troll or he's a troll. You would block a member? Absolutely, I would. Yeah, members get blocked, no question asked if necessary. Yeah, I got rid of David James, didn't I? From Rogue Mountain in his chat. If you do something terrible enough, you'll get blocked. Because there's people like Nelson Green that will become a member just to try to act like that, just to throw you off. Because in most people's minds, they'll say, "Oh, he won't block me. I'm a member." So Nelson Green will do that. Queen Liz, if you're a member, then act like one. That's all I'm saying. What's up, Chad? You were gifted a membership. Well, that explains a lot. So, really, you're not a really a devoted member. You were even gifted that. Chad, keep your eye on this person. Someone said the other day that blocking paid members was against turn. You can absolutely block a member. Of course you can. Best tennis player. What about this fucking Oda May? Trash best tennis player, just pure trash. Mojo, what are you talking about, Brandon? Hey, Steph K, how you been, man? How's everything? We're only going to stay live another 5 minutes, but go live later again. I've been talking about Sandy Fart. Queen Liz, what are you talking about? All right, Queen Liz, just don't worry about it. Forget about it, all right? Just talk or do whatever you're doing, all right? Nellie and Chad are besties. Of course they are. They talk every day on the phone. Oh, I don't mean Chad. Nellie and Dave 25. Nellie and Dave 25 talk every day on the phone. Brandon said hello to me. Mojo says. See, David James tries to be me, reading the chat and all that over Dave 25s, but he don't have the temperament to keep it up that long. David James doesn't have the temperament without threatening somebody or all that. He don't have the temperament for the job. Okay, baby, throwing me kisses. Hey, if you're a female, looks don't matter to me too much. If you're a female and you're a nice person, you can throw me kisses all you want, and I'll throw them back. But I don't know, man. I don't like when I don't know if somebody's a male or a female. Queen Liz, you know what I mean? I don't like that. Nice to see you, Steph. Dave 25 has a big head right now. I think because he's dating Sarah Gallo. Yeah, Sarah Gallo is dating Dave 25. Everybody wants Dave 25. It's sick. It's very sick. Look, Brandon White, I'm not staying live long. If you want to come up a little bit later, please, I'll let you up. I don't know who you are. I don't know who you are. That was a very hateful stream he did. That was a very, very hateful stream. We got 99-cent memberships here, too. Very cheap. Very cheap. I'm doing all right. I haven't seen you around in a while. You're always welcome here. Exactly, best tennis player. You pinned it right there. He's getting money from David James and talking on the phone with David James and phone boning Sarah Gallo. That's exactly right, best tennis player. That's exactly what's going on. That's exactly what's going on. Dave 25 is getting lit up by David James and phone boning Sarah Gallo. How do you think he's getting all this weed money and all that? Dave had 18 in the box before John and Flutter went up. Yeah, that's true. Anyway, tune in a little bit. We're going to go live in like an hour. I have to charge the phone up and take care of some business. Sub up, hit the thumbs up button. Ain't nothing 99 cents anymore besides a Kamillo membership. Yeah, who can't afford 99 cents a month? Yeah, good to see you, Steph. We'll keep this stream on public so you get a taste of what King Camillo's about. We'll keep this stream on public.